Is your enterprise architecture stuck in an ivory tower, seen only as a source of red tape and the Department of No? It's time for a reset. Welcome to Activating Your Enterprise Architecture. In this course, we move beyond dusty 200-page manuals to build a dynamic, high-performance engine that drives business value. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn a proven 3-step framework, how to contextualize tech within business needs, how to continuously improve using measurable OKRs, and how to create excitement through powerful branding and marketing. Stop being a background function. Join us and learn how to turn complex chaos into a streamlined strategy that leads your company toward its future. Let's get started. Welcome to the non-techie guide to enterprise architecture, or EA. Imagine a massive, bustling city growing without a master plan. Roads wouldn't connect, power grids would fry, and skyscrapers might collide. In business, enterprise architecture is that master plan, the strategic North Star aligning technology with business goals. But even the plan makers need a plan. That's EA strategy, a blueprint for the architects themselves, forcing them to dog food or use their own logic for self-improvement. Success follows a simple 3-step framework. Step 1 is context. We must leave the ivory tower. Technology exists only to support the business. Architects must deeply understand the company's delivery model, its products, customers, and competitors, to act as the great translator between business strategy and tech execution. Step 2 is continuous improvement. We treat EA as a deliberate, iterative process using objective key results, or OKRs. This provides a clear 3 to 5 year roadmap and sets stakeholder expectations based on facts and data. Step 3 is creating excitement. Effective EA depends on others, so we must build a strategy stakeholders rally around. By establishing a friendly brand identity, identifying relevant pain points, and asking what's in it for them, we move from simple buy-in to genuine motivated engagement. Ultimately, by sharing metrics people care about, like faster failure recovery and improved cost efficiency, we prove that EA has moving the needle in the direction of forward progress. Because EA needs its own strategy to be an effective function of the enterprise for the enterprise. Welcome to your non-techie guide to continuous improvement in enterprise architecture. First, we must understand that strategy is a living process. It is not a dusty, one-and-done document sitting on a shelf. It is a continuous cycle of aligning people, processes, and tools to keep the business moving forward. To manage this dynamic process, we use OKRs, objectives and key results. Think of an objective as the inspirational goal, what we want to achieve. The key results are the operational data, the metrics that prove we actually did it. Effective architecture OKRs rest on 2 pillars. The first is the function, focusing on architects as leaders who build trust and engage stakeholders. The second is the practice, which provides tools and standards to help engineers build high-quality, secure code. Finally, to focus these efforts, we use a SWOT analysis. By identifying internal strengths and weaknesses and external opportunities and threats, we can prioritize our limited resources. This turns the SWOT into a practical roadmap for the next 3 to 5 years, clearly showing the company what is being prioritized and, just as importantly, what is not. To ensure a strategy actually works, we must follow 4 core rules of the road. First, we must prioritize shared alignment over siloed decisions. We need to stop one person from making choices in a vacuum, which breeds confusion. Instead, architects must work to get everyone on the same page, building a necessary culture of trust. Second, we need embedded information over stale documentation. Nobody wants to read a dusty 200-page manual. Effective guidance is built directly into the everyday tools developers use, making it easy to find and use. Third, we must focus on enabling standards over just enforcing them. We need to get rid of the standards cop mindset that only slows people down. The new goal is to drive good behavior by making the developer's life easier, not just barking orders. Finally, choose evolution over rigid frameworks. The world changes too fast for heavy, unchanging structures. Success requires a dynamic mix of strategic planning for the years ahead and tactical fixes for the problems we face today. By adapting in this fast-changing world, we ensure continuous improvement actually works. Step 3 of the strategy is all about creating excitement through marketing. You can have the most brilliant technical strategy in the world, but if nobody cares, it will fail. Because enterprise architecture depends on humans changing their habits, communication is key. To get people excited, we have to answer the question, what's in it for me? We must prove relevance by tipping the scales away from frustration and red tape. If a new standard makes a developer more productive or helps a manager hit their bonus, you aren't just implementing a system, you are selling a solution that makes their lives easier. Finally, we must brand the function. If the old EA has a reputation as the department of no and bureaucracy, it's time for a brand reset. We shift the image to a new, united team. By ignoring technical details or the how and focusing on the why, value, purpose, and unity, we build a new EA team personality that is trustworthy, friendly, and productive. Welcome to the final step in your non-techie guide to enterprise architecture, measuring success. To prove the strategy actually worked, successful architects must stop using technical jargon and start sharing wins that matter to the business. We prove value through 3 key metrics. First is resiliency. Apps crashing less often and recovering in minutes, not hours, ensuring business continuity. Second is efficiency. Reducing product launch times by weeks, getting you to market faster. And third is risk reduction, migrating data to secure, modern systems to drastically lower the chance of a breach. Ultimately, the big picture is turning the complex, chaotic department of no into a streamlined, high-performing machine. By contextualizing tech within business needs, continuously improving and creating excitement, the EA team ceases to be a background function and becomes the engine that drives the entire company to its future. To build a modern enterprise architecture strategy, we must follow 3 phases. First, contextualize. Stop being the department of no and align your technology with the business model to create a clear strategic roadmap. Second, embrace continuous improvement. Turn strategy into a living cycle using OKRs and 4 core principles. Align the team, embed information, build helping standards, and keep things dynamic. Finally, create excitement. Market your value by answering what's in it for me. Reset your brand, focus on the why, and share high-impact wins that prove value. By turning tech into the streamlined engine of performance, you cease to be a background function and begin to drive the entire company to its future.